So today we'll discuss about most topic is called APIs. Okay, then we'll talk about how you can do your configuration using Terraform. Okay, then how you can do your configuration with Monaco. Okay, we'll talk about SLO. We already left this topic. Okay, and these are the topics we'll discuss about today. And dashboard. Dashboard is which is your DQL query based dashboard. DQL we'll discuss about maybe tomorrow. Okay. So only this topic will be left. So this many topics we'll discuss tomorrow, and then we'll discuss about DQL. Yeah, let's see. Time permits then because this takes time, and then we'll talk about what are the dots you have. So basically, dashboard and your performance engineering, all those things we'll discuss about tomorrow. Okay. So let's understand how you can do the configuration with the help of APIs. Okay. So you understand, right? API has a, okay. So let's understand this. What is the definition of APIs? Application Program Interface. Am I correct? So now we have a different types of API. So which we used to call authentication type. Okay. So just like a GET API, POST API, PUT API, DELETE API. Okay. Then we have a patch. Okay. So patch, then other APIs also you have. Okay. Mostly in Dynatrace, GET API, POST API, PUT API, and DELETE API. This 4 API always will be useful for any of the administration work you are doing, right? For that, this 4 API is very much useful. So what is the need of GET API? Anyone has idea? Whenever you need, you are trying to retrieve the data from certain server. So what developer used to do is developer, they used to develop this API and release this GET API so that from this server you can retrieve some information with the help of API. So API sometimes expose service, then we used to call uh, service. But if API only expose API, then with the help of API you can do that. Okay. So whenever you have a GET API means you are retrieving the data, means fetching the data, information, yeah, data, whatever you say. What is the meaning of POST API? POST API means you are inserting the data, inserting the information, yeah, data. Means suppose this is your server and this has many data. So when you are fetching from here to your system, local system, wherever you want with the help of API, means you should call GET API. So you are fetching that. You want to insert some data, so you need a data, right? Then you can able to insert it. Okay. So that is your POST API. Then PUT API means sometimes you do that post, right? And sometimes you have a minor mistake. Suppose my name is ABC and I should add capital letter, but later on you have add camel case. Now B and C you put it in capital. Then that time you can use a PUT API. Some minor changes you want to do, right? Whatever the information you inserted, you want to do partially, you want to do some changes, then you can go with the PUT API. Yeah, sometimes what you want to do, you can delete that data with the help of delete API. Again, you can insert it also. So PUT API is not that much popular. Okay, get, post and delete API 90% you will use. PUT API 10%. Sometimes suppose you want to do the information you don't know, right? So now what we used to do is let's delete that data with the help of delete API. And again, you modify your JSON and insert it. People used to do that also. Yeah, sometimes you can use put API also. Is that clear? Guys, is that clear? Yes, no.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming to the Dynatrace, let me share my another screen. Let me know once it is visible for you guys. So now if you click on uh, Dynatrace portal, you see this. This is your Dynatrace API. So either you can use Swagger. Swagger is a little bit complicated. Okay, I will recommend you go with Postman. Okay, so whoever is using, right, you download your Postman in your system. Okay, so if you go to your download Postman, you go here. It is a free. Okay, you can create an account and you can sign up with your personal Gmail. Okay, sometimes if you are in corporate also, you can use with your this. Okay, you can use that. Okay, not an issue. So this is your API. Oh, it is loading. So this is your Postman. You see this, right? So you can sign in also. Sometimes sign in not needed also, which is fine. You can able to do that. Okay. So this is your API. So you see here, right? So this is your authentication type. Get, post, put, patch, delete, head, option. These are the authentication type you have. So Dynatrace mostly release get, post, put, delete. Okay. Ahead options are for developers who are developer, right? If you go to development team, they used to talk about only APIs. Okay. They don't talk about any service or something. Okay. This API, that API. Okay. So you see, this is your authentication type. URL, that API URL you have to insert here, and this is your authorization. So API required authentication, how you can authenticate your environment. To authenticate your any APIs, either you use Datadog or New Relic, okay? All the tools, they have a APIs. Sometimes you require API key, sometimes you require a BRL token, sometimes you require a JWT token, basic auth, username password, zero auth, hawk token, signature, NTLM, Akamai, edge grid. These are the authentic authorization type that support most of the API and that commonly used. Sometimes header options, like in the URL, you have some header value, right? Key value that you can add it. This is your body. So sometimes you need your body in different format. So you select your raw and then you see text, JavaScript, JSON, HTML, XML. So what kind of data you want to insert? Based on that, you want to insert text data, then you insert text data. You want to insert JavaScript, you can insert JavaScript. You can insert JSON, you can insert JSON. You can insert HTML. You select that, and then you can use that. Okay. Now here you have, sometimes you want to have some pre-request script. Before running this, you need to run this script and then all those things. Then you can have a pre-requested script here, all those things. Test, you can see that the status code, all those things. Here you see whatever things you want to on off, something like that. It support only HTTP, HTTPS, like you want to do some SSL verification on all those things. Those kind of things you can enable, disable in your organization level. If you click here, you see sometimes you have a curl URL. You don't know how to do that. Okay. So if you see that curl, select that curl and then you give that data here. Okay. So look that like this you have to try. Okay. So you have a multiple options you have. You see, right? Multiple coding options you have. Like sometimes you have a curl URL and you want to download something, and curl URL you cannot paste it here, right? Suppose you are trying to download some file from here. You see this. The Dynatrace page, wget. Suppose you are trying to do this. Okay. Now you want to trying to with the postman. What I will do? Wget you see somewhere? No? So wget I can, so get URL, right? So directly I can use this. Okay, so what I can do is Control X, Control V. Okay. This, see, this is your header option. So you need to put in your header authorization. Yeah, directly if you hit this also, maybe it come. Okay, missing authorization parameter. Okay. So you go authorization. Okay, you go param. See, it automatically took this. You need to delete this. Default latest. Go here. Okay, copy this. Put it in your notepad. Okay. Now this is your API token. Control C, go to your Postman. API token is equal to this value. And try this. See, I'm getting this status 200. Okay. Just trying to download the file. You see, right? A status 200. Okay. I'm able to hit that. So this is the
So,
way. Yeah, go ahead.
you're using a postman here, right?
So you need to use Postman. Okay.
What
Not
is
like
the
you can.
yeah?
Okay.
Usually we have API token we can use from Dynatrace portal itself, right? That API
You,
token.
so you can use
Get
it from
post.
anywhere. Okay. Not an issue. Okay. What I'm saying is, so this is just I'm showcasing that you understanding. Okay. Now,
Okay.
so that you can understand that where should go, what to add, what to not add. Okay. This kind of such things I'm giving that information. Okay. Now you see here, Dynatrace releases most of the API. So you see all the APIs here. Okay. You see. So if you click on this and suppose you go to your, okay. So you go here, classic environment API version 1. Hey, why it is asking login? So suppose now you want to fill one agent on host. So this is your API. Get list of hosts. Suppose somebody asks in your team, hey, can you give me the list of hosts where you deployed Dynatrace one agent? Okay, as a full stack. Okay, and how many servers you have deployed as a infrastructure mode. So now tell me, you go to your server and each host you count and put it your Excel sheet and then you add a monitoring mode, all those things? No, right? Yes, you tell me. You'll be doing that way. You open your Excel sheet and go to your host page and add all those things. Yeah, you will go use the API. So I will be using the API. So what I will do is, so I will go here directly. You don't do here itself. Okay, you can do it, but it's not a best practice because you need to understand. So what I use to know, get API for host in Dynatrace. Just you type this, get available host extension API. You see. So you see, click on here. So now you see. So you need to understand that what kind of access token is required, all those things, and it will be difficult if you don't go here and read the data. So you see, this is your SaaS. Okay. So available host. So list of host. So this is your APIs. Okay, so now there's an extension API. Okay, you need get API. I need list of host. So this is your API. Okay, copy this, open this, open your notepad. Okay, paste it. Now I need environment ID. So environment ID is this guy. Okay, sorry, this guy. I'll open this and paste it. Once you are familiar little with Postman, then you talk, you can understand the UI, all those things. Otherwise, it will be difficult. Okay. Now this URL is done. I'll go here. I'll open my Postman. I'll go here and paste this. This is a get API. Now what I need? I need access token. You right? So now to execute this scope, you need two types of one agent.read and data export. So I'll go to my here and access token page. Access token page, you open this. Generate a token. Okay. And host. Just I'm giving that. And a scope what we need. One agent.read. Template, don't select anything. Okay. None, always. Data export. And data export. You can set your expiry in your office, all those things. Generate a token. So what are the scope you have added? Read one agent and access problems, event metrics, and topology. So copy this and
I
go to your
guess API V1 scope they deprecated, right?
still they are using it, right? Let's see that. We'll come to know. Okay. So API hyphen token equal to here. It should add in the parameter and add like this. Okay. So this you have added. Now you will get list of one event. I'm getting this. So now what I will do? Now this is my JSON file, right? So you cannot save as a here itself. Okay. So you control A, control C. If I'll do in the Excel, you can load that JSON. Okay. So now what I can do is open your browser. Even you can use this JSON to Excel converter. You can, you know that, right? You can load your data. Okay. So what I can do is JSON to CSV. There is a mini website you have that you can use it. Yeah. What you can do is you can write some simple Python script. You put your JSON in that format, it will give you the data. Okay. Basically, people used to do for daily practice. Okay. Paste your JSON. So I will go here. Control A, Control C. Go here. Paste your JSON. I'm not using this. You see, I'm getting the data. You see, right? You download your CSV. Got downloaded. Open this. Modify it. It will take 5 minutes to put it in little good format. Okay. So now you are getting a data. So this is my host entity ID. This is my host IP address and host name, which is this is your host name. You can change your display name. You can see host discovered name. All the information, right? You're getting this? Yes, you know. You're getting this information, right? So this kind of things, it will help you when you do this. One is running on Azure, one is running on AWS, host environment, tags, all those things, then processor, informations, how many process. So those kind of reports you need, right? Then you can able to do that. You see, this is your mode. So whatever data you need, right? You take the data and then you delete this. You understand that? What I'm trying to say? Is that clear for everyone?
Yeah.
So this API, how much time it took? 5 minutes. If you do it, suppose at least 10 columns, I tell you to fill it up, and now you have 100 servers. For you, it will be very much difficult. Okay. So basically, people used to do the APIs. Okay. So now you understand that. Okay. Now suppose I'll go to my APIs. So this is your one agent. So now you can understand. Even you want to open a specific host, then you add one agent /ID. /ID, how you can get it? You go to your here. Sometimes you might have seen that. I'll show you that. Okay, in the different API, I will show you that. Suppose you take something called synthetic. You see, there is a monitor ID, something, right? You want to delete some synthetic. Yeah, you want to fetch some synthetic. Okay, so now let's go to your, let me add one normal synthetic. STT. Yeah. The UI itself is loading like too much time. They're giving a server, I think, in one virtual CPU and 1 GB RAM. Right, Vasu?
Not sure exactly, but I'm using instead of US like Sydney something others are there, right?
I'm using
Appendix
I'm
something.
using APAC one. This I have created for APAC one. Okay.
Okay.
I think they have creating a servers, right? Dynatrace clusters.
Mhm.
We are getting installed, right? I think it is they're
But it
installing
is
in.
slow, but they are giving at least this service, right? That's I felt happy
Yeah. So
because
suppose this
multiple
is
things
my
we are
Easy
getting.
Trade. Okay, this is my Easy Trade application. Okay. I'm giving the URL where it is. Okay. Okay. So this is your get API. I'm doing this every 1 minute. I'm running from one location. This is your Cape Town and Johannesburg. Okay. Next, create. So now we have a synthetic. So like this, you'll have a mini synthetic, right? So let me check whether this is loading. Colon 80. It is loading. So now this synthetic which I have created right now, I want to fetch this using. So suppose you think you have mini synthetic. Okay. Now you think you have 100 synthetic. Now you want to fetch that. So how you can do that? So I will go here. This is my APIs. Okay. So synthetic monitor. So don't go here. Even you can do it. Okay. Here itself. Now suppose you want to do little more. So get API. What searching criteria is, you do Dynatrace, then you put colon and then get API for synthetic. Like this, you search it, you will get proper documentation. Uh, you see synthetic monitoring API, get all monitors, get all monitors. So you click here. This is your API. So you need to understand what kind of access scope is needed. So those kind of things you need to understand very clearly. Okay. So this is your environment ID. So I will copy this. Okay, so this is my synthetic. Copy this. Go to your notepad, go to your Postman, open this. Okay, this is done. Now I need a API token. So where I should go? Go here, not here. Here, and go here and access token page. Just type here synthetic, and you add a scope. So a scope is external synthetic integration. And then data export, read synthetic data. So this many scopes are needed. Okay. Now I have created a token. Copy this. Go to your Postman and add this. Token equal to this. And run this. You got this, right? Easy trade. Only one synthetic. So now you think how many monitors you have. Either you don't want to segregate. Sometimes, now suppose you want to insert it. Suppose you want to ingest your data. So now you understand the get API, right? Everyone? Yes, no.
Yeah.
Okay. So now suppose you want to insert it. So insert which API? Post API. So what I can do is, let me close this. Dynatrace colon post API for synthetic. See. So now to post a synthetic, you need, see, suppose you want to post this. So post this, whatever things you need. So you need a JSON, right? You understand this, okay? So this is your JSON model. Okay, where? Okay, where do we have, you see, if there any JSON is available. This is your JSON. Now tell me, this is my post, okay? So I am inserting a data. So I need a post. I need a body, a raw. I need a JSON. I'll paste it. This is my data. JSON I want to insert. To insert this, tell me I need to run. Okay, I don't want to manually assign this application. So this is, I will remove this part. So this part I will removing. Okay. Now tell me from where I can find location. First, I have to find synthetic location, right? Yes or no? Then you can add your URL, all those things. Am I correct? Yes or no?
Yeah.
So tell me how you can fetch your location first. So whenever you want to ingest something, you need to understand a lot of things. So you need to fetch your synthetic location. So now you see there will be a location API, HTTP. You see somewhere location APIs. Okay, so I have configured synthetic, right, with HTTP. So when you configure this, okay, location did not come down. So synthetic monitors, you see synthetic location. So first I have to fetch synthetic location. So now I have to go here, Dynatrace, okay, get API for synthetic location. If it is a public, then public, private, private. So now get a location, a specific location, yeah, all location. So I'm taking all location. Okay, so this is your APIs to get the synthetic location first. Same token. So what I can do is I will open the notepad, Control V, add this guy, Control V, Control C, go to your Postman, URL. I need API token. So last time we have created a API token, right? So same type of
Custom token doesn't have full permissions, right? I guess 3 permissions is required. We have 2 only.
no. So when we fetch this synthetic, right, we added this token.
Okay.
So same kind of token is need. So I will go use this. So if you run this, I will get all the location. Now I am getting the location. So I got geolocation name, entity ID. So whatever the post API you have, I got this. I will change this. Now you are getting my point, everyone. Now synthetic location ID. So which is your synthetic, in which location you want? So this is my geolocation. This is your all our geolocation. This is your geolocation. Entity ID. So now go to your post. Okay, so this is one thing. Now synthetic location hyphen, 1 second. Now you go to your post API. Understand this. Now I need geolocation, which is find, and then what is synthetic location? What is synthetic hyphen location hyphen this? You need to understand this. So let's go to your post API. So synthetic location ID. Get a specific location. Monitors is fine. Okay. Let's go with geolocation. So I will go Postman. I'll remove this. Okay. So this is your geolocation. Okay. This is my geolocation. Now I need a post API. So this is my post. Okay. So now configure your synthetic. So post API, right? Where is the post API? So this is my post API. Synthetic API. So this is your post API. So go to your notepad. Change this. Control V. This is your post API. Now you need a API token. API hyphen token equal to value. So value from where you can give. So you need to go to your documentation and understand this. What kind of access token? So this is required external synthetic integration only. I'll go here. Access token. Okay, you give this. Okay, you got it. So now you have added as a body. Okay, I am giving okay, httpl dot google.com, https :/www.google.com. Okay, loading of google.com. You have to modify your JSON as per your requirement. Okay, I am running this. See, I got this synthetic test ID, and you see a status 200. Okay, means my synthetic got created. If you go to your synthetic and remove this, so basically in the organization, whenever you need a bulk of data, you see, right? So name, I have not done the changes. So now suppose name, I have not done the changes. See, I have given the name browser monitor example. So I have not done the changes. So same name it took this. Okay. So whenever in your organization, okay, you need a little bulk of information. Okay. Like whenever somebody said, hey, can you give me list of hosts where you deploy Dynatrace one agent as a full stack mode and you deploy Dynatrace one agent as a infra mode. So sometimes what you need to do, you have already Excel sheet, then you can do that modification and then you add here, there, all those things, full stack infra manually. If you are little aware, what you can do is you can go with the help of API, fetch the list of hosts and put it in your Excel and just you modify it. Just you do 10 minutes work, convert JSON to Excel, and then you know that, right? A JSON to Excel converter. You go here,
So
insert somewhere, not file. Somewhere you have, right? You want to load your data. Where I should go? Insert. You go here from table range, from data model, something like that. You have options. Okay.
There is data option, maybe.
Data. Get data from data from file from JSON to this. You can do that, right? So you can have your put your file in that JSON file, okay, and put it in your JSON file name, and then you take that, okay, from the file and the JSON, and you can convert as a Excel, and then you can use that, okay, that way. Yeah, sometimes if you have like your customer is something, then directly you go and here and just you change that, okay, and download it, okay. Whatever options you have, sometimes you are work in security environment, security base, you cannot do that, all those things, then you can go on your Excel sheet and you can do that, okay. Yeah, sometimes what I used to do is I used to write a script, okay, convert this JSON to CSV in the proper format, and just you JSON you put it, run that Python script. It will give you the data, download, it will get downloaded in this folder, go open that, okay? Because that data, when you have a bulk of data, right? That data, when you go with the Excel to load the data, it takes time, okay? It'll kill your 10 minutes, 30 minutes, okay? If you have a script, it will take 5 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes. Maximum, a script will run in 1 to 2 minutes and your file will get downloaded, okay? You can write that script. If you need that, I will give you that script. Okay, so that way you can do that. Suppose now I want to delete some information. Okay, you can delete that with the help of API. Is that clear how you can understand? So there is a many APIs available. Okay, if you go here, suppose you want to delete this. Now suppose you want to delete synthetic. You see this ID got created. You see this? This is your where is the event? This is your synthetic test -ID. So you think sometimes when you open your synthetic ID, you can find in the UI itself. Sometimes you'll get confused which synthetic I want to delete, and that it is looking for entity ID. So remember, ID will get in the URL. This is your entity ID. You see this 8A2 and this guy 8A2 is same. You see this? This guy value and this value is same. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Guys,
Yes.
So sometimes you may see difficulty like in the Dynatrace APIs, okay, you will find some ID and you will get confused from where I can find the monitored ID. Monitored ID, you can get it sometimes whenever you are running from the API, you can get it there that time itself, but you cannot save it, right? This ID. So this ID will get available in the same ID in the Dynatrace URL also for that specific component. You see this? Suppose you want to change your monitoring mode. Even you can do the changes of the host. Suppose you have infra monitoring, you want to do the full stack monitoring, you have a full stack monitoring, you want to change to infra monitoring. That also you can, if API is available, you can do that. So you see, so now.
Is that the object key ID? Is that the object key ID or
That is the entity ID.
entity ID?
Yeah, monitor ID. Okay. So basically that is, so whatever things you find location ID. So location you can find, especially so you can find list of location and then you can find your location ID. Okay. Because each location, if you click on that, it's very difficult to find ID because when you configure that time itself will come the synthetic location, and that location filter getting ID is little difficult. Okay, so basically people used to get list of synthetic location and then you can find the location ID. You can use that location ID. Okay, so that way you can do that. And now I want to delete, so I will open that API/monitor ID. So that monitor ID I'll give that, and then I will hit that your API. It will get deleted. Okay, so now you have a many APIs. So now see, okay, suppose you want to create a maintenance window, they have removed. You want to get the cluster deployment, you see, OS type, all those things. These are the get API recently they have developed. Okay, this is your cluster. This is your cluster version. Sometimes in the interview they used to ask how you can find the cluster version. You can tell there is the API available. With the help of that, you can find your cluster version. Okay, so this is your API version v1. Now there is a API version v2. So some API you can find in v1, some API you can find in v2. Okay, in the URL, most of the API URL you have a live.dynatrace.com, not apps.dynatrace.com. Okay, don't get confused. Even in the open telemetry, you remember, I'm struggling one day. I have added apps.dynatrace.com, and when we have added live.dynatrace.com, it started sending a data. You remember? I think who
Yeah, correct.
guided me? Manoj, Yavasu, I think someone.
No, not me, someone, I guess.
Manoj, I think so. So there is a API. So remember, most of the API except only live.dynatrace.com. Okay. So suppose you want to get some information about ActiveGate. So get list of ActiveGate. Get a specific ActiveGate. Okay. So you see here, suppose you want to create a credentials. You want to insert some credentials, right? You have many credentials and you want to insert. So you have a credentials, you see. So how you can do that? Don't go there itself. Okay. So just you go here, Dynatrace, post API for credentials world. Credentials. You see this. So this is your API. So now what kind of URL you have? So your data is going via domain and then port that you can use this. If it's your SaaS, then you can use. So now you see v1 to n change to v2. Okay. So this is your v2 API. Okay. So this is my environment ID. Control C. Control V. So this is my URL done. Now I need an access token. So access token only require credential wall.write. Only this much parameter. So I'll go to my Dynatrace access token, generate a token, Control V, Control V. Copy this. Go here. Paste it. This is my 2 URLs. Go here. Copy this. Open this. I want to do post, right? Insert the data. So this API-token equal to this is your value. Okay, now I need a body. So raw JSON and go to your documentation and they will give the sample body. Okay, this is your sample body. You see? So synthetic execution, ID, all those things. I'm not changing anything. Sample credentials, send this. So the app engine scope is required for application access to credential. Where we have type, username, password, sample. Where it is asking message, the app engine. Where it is say app engine. So set credential name only false. Password I have given scope synthetic. Extension authentication. This you remove. I still need message the app engine scope required application to access the credential. Okay. So app engine. So when you create a credential vault, so you need to modify a little bit because now if you go to your credential vault, so some of the features they have got added, right? App engine something. Now they have not updated the JSON. Okay. So now, so you want to use this, then you have to see app engine got. Earlier we have synthetic extension and extension. Okay. So now what we have. So what you need to add here is copy this. Okay. Control A, Control V, and again double quote and add this guy. This is your app engine. Okay. Now try. See, a scope not supported.
Or can we use the same error app underscore engine in all caps?
Which one? Which one?
Last time on the error
App underscore engine you were talking about?
on with all caps.
This is fine, right?
That's right.
No, scope is not supported.
Yeah, app engine should be in caps. Okay.
Okay. You are saying app underscore engine, huh? The spelling is correct. ENGINE. ENGINE. See, it got created. You see this, right? So a scope, you need to select that. So now if you go to Dynatrace credential vault again, you see one credential will get created. Relaunch. So sometimes you see that, right? You understood, right? So now I have added app engine. So that whatever the copy paste I did, it did not work. So you have to give this data in the proper format. Then only it will work. Otherwise it will not work. And always whenever you are writing, modifying your JSON, okay, there is a JSON validator page. JSON validator. Okay. Always use this anyone. Okay. This you give your JSON data here and check whether my JSON is valid or not. First, your see comma colon here should not give colon comma. Here I gave comma, but here I should not give comma. Why? Because you have closing here itself. Okay, so those kind of things you need to always take care of that, and little get expert guys to whenever see most of the times if you are an admin, okay, see JSON is valid. If you are an admin, you should be expert to understand JSON, understand YAML, this two format, YML, YML, whatever you say. Okay, so this markup language and JSON. Okay, so these two things little be understandable in these two areas. Okay, because either you go for any SRE roles, okay, anything, any roles. Now suppose Srimay is working on Neuralink. Okay, so whenever you do that, right, Srimay, when you do the app monitoring, you have a Neuralink.yaml file, right? Sometimes you need to enable a lot of features in this YAML, right? You need to understand that YAML because that whatever the YAML you are downloading from the UI and pasting in your application code, that is not a best practice. Okay, sometimes some of the features are not needed. You need to modify that YAML, and based on that value only you need to enable that. All those things are by default. If you go to the YAML, right, everything is enabled. Don't do that, right? Whatever things are enabled, that only you enable. Whatever things are disabled, that you disable. So you need to always play around YAML, YAML file, JSON files. These two things, okay, you should be little understandable so that you can able to do some changes in the frequent manner. If you don't understand that JSON and YAMLs, it will you will see a lot of problems. And whenever you do some configuration, right, people used to get confused in networking part itself, right? Inbound, outbound data is not coming. So these are the basic part for anyone who is moving your SRE side. Okay, so is that clear? It got created. So now if you go to your credential vault, you see sample credential got created. So now based on this is a sample data, right? Now you need to modify your data. Okay, who can own this, who cannot honor access, only false. Okay, so you want to enable something, what password you want to keep, what username you want to go, what is their email ID. So those kind of things you need to understand. Sometimes whenever you do this, any kind of this kind of right, create some dummy environment. Okay, like sample in the like a trial they have given to you just to create a trial and then go play around and understand the JSON proper way, and then you do it your office environment. So that will be the best practice always. We are also doing the same thing whenever we are doing the for corporate. Okay, so this part is clear for everyone. So
Yes.
API part is clear for everyone.
Ravi, I want to see the maintenance window from the Dynatrace API
API
section.
it
Yeah.
got decommissioned. Sorry, you cannot create a
It
maintenance window.
seems
Okay, I will show you that. You see this.
okay.
It seems like it was from V2, Ravi.
Where it is?
I think they have moved to V2.
No, they got decommissioned. I don't see.
I think we have seen 10
Yeah, here
minutes
it
ago.
is.
Yeah, you have seen that. So let me see. Go to your V1.
Also,
V1.
can we like use this API and automate the task if the host number of hosts are same all the time, like every month or every week patching or same patching? Or do
See,
we
maintenance
automate?
window got deprecated. Use the setting endpoint where it is going to environment setting, global setting. Okay. So right now maintenance okay, API version V2 they have added. So setting management zone. Okay, this is your management zone, yeah.
Yeah, while creating a
You see somewhere maintenance window?
API and the maintenance window. API
Where
maintenance window from maintenance window settings. Like if we configure the maintenance window, they're in
so
settings.
the setting object I should use this setting post.
No, really, on the application, I'm saying in the settings application, the right pan we would use to get a
That is fine. In the UIC knows that. Okay, I'm talking about API. Okay. Configure Dynatrace API to create maintenance window. You need to use environment API. Yeah. Okay. So do you see this is your API. I don't know, it got deprecated. Yeah, this. Now this is your API. Authentication, what you need? Maintenance window. Go to here, access token. What you said, Gajala? Or something different? Some of the questions you asked, right?
Yeah, I asked like, can we use API for automating the maintenance task, or it is something different, like different process we have to use?
No, you can do lot of things. Okay. Suppose you have fetch the data. So you want to run this
Yeah.
API every 24 hours and you write a script, convert this and so people used to do so many things with the help of API. There is no scope here for maintenance window. So this there is no scope. Okay. So let me find any other API. I need to check environment API. They don't have. Setting dot right. Because I need to create a JSON body Okay, so that is the reason I'm looking for, is there any API is available, document is available? Because if you use, this is already deprecated, because when you create something, right, you need a JSON parameter, right? Post a Windows maintenance call, so you need a response format. So that I'm looking for. Okay, so this API is already deprecated. Okay, I need to find out, then I will give you that API, okay? That API, I don't see the documentation properly.
Okay.
Okay, so apart from that, there is a many APIs you have available, okay? Sometimes you have to go environment API 1, API 2, then you have a configuration API. Okay, so like suppose you want to get, see these are also okay, so see this got deprecated. Some of
Roger,
things,
can you click on AWS?
AWS means what?
Yeah, anomaly detection AWS. Like I want to see whether we can pull the cloud details or not.
So
There
get
is anomaly
AWS.
detection host. Yeah.
So sometimes you see there is a API available, a private link. So you can get that about your private link. You can do that, okay? When your
Okay.
account integration is done. Okay, those kind of things you can do that. Even your confidential. So sometimes which of the API is available, you can use this. So there is a API v1, then there is a API v2.
They removed it, it seems, Ravi. I just checked it in ChatGPT.
Most of the API they have removing, they are adding all those things. So there is the API, this is for security. Okay. Now, apart from that, you might have seen this. If you could go to your support and Dynatrace API, there is other API also. Other than that, Grill, all those things, right? You wanted to do that. Open pipeline, this kind of API also available. You can utilize that API and you can do that. Lot of things you can utilize when you will little hands-on. Okay, so you see, right? So now this is your new UI. So you see, so they have given just how this error detail this, okay? But this is not a API. So now you go, like suppose you want to email. So what is this? Post email. You want to do something, email body. So they have given you that format. You can do something, send email response. So this kind of API people used to do for automations and all, okay? Now you see this is a grill for up. This is for Dynatrace Hub. You right? Sometimes you have a catalog, all those things, extension you developed, okay? Those kind of things for that. Okay, suppose you develop some extension, you want to get that extension ID, all those things. With the help of, you can do that. Okay, so that is your extensions API, okay, for apps. This is for resource grill database. Okay, so you want to get some fields, all those things that you can get for grill database, you can do that. Okay, so these are the APIs you have. That basically your all the API you have, like API v1 and v2. There's a SLO API, service level objective, you know that, right? This is your, so you want to get your SLO, get list of SLO. You want to insert your SLO, you want to delete some SLO, you want to add some SLO, you want to modify this SLO. This kind of things you can have your SLO APIs. Suppose you want to post some SLOs. Okay, so now, so just you do post SLO Dynatrace post SLO APIs. You see, so this is your API. So this is my API. Open this. This is my environment ID. Only things what it is getting changed, you see, what is getting changed till here /API either v1 or v2 and then /service name. right? Apart from that, any changes is happening? Basically, all the APIs were deployed somewhere, okay? Sometimes in the organization, you need to monitor this many APIs. So go here, post it, insert your data. I need API token, API hyphen token, and paste it. So what kind of access is required? SLO.write. I'll go to my access token, generate a token, SLO.write, generate a token, copy this, paste it. I need a raw body, a raw JSON, and then you go to your documentation and find your body. This is your body. I'm not modifying anything. Okay, so just you. Okay, so service name, payment service availability. Insert that. You see status 201 means created. As the data is coming, I have not modified this body, right? So maybe that service is not available, but my SLO got created. If you go service level objective, you see, right? Payment service availability got created, right? Payment service availability got created, right? So those kind of things you can do that, okay? So API here and there, they have earlier we have only one API V1 and V2. Now they have done some here and there. So don't think like API is not available. Sometimes most of the API is available. Just you have to look that, okay, and understand the API. You go to that API documentation, understand that. Now to change this, you have to read this many part, okay, and then you have to do that. Not like just you go and copy this JSON and do this, okay? So what you wanted to configure, those kind of things, you need to understand that in the proper way, okay? And then you need to configure that, okay? So with the help of API. Is that clear for everyone for API? Shall we move to Terraform? Yes, no.
Yes, Ravi, if the maintenance window API or some other API is decommissioned, then for those functions, do we have to perform it manually or like how we used to do?
So right now, if it is decommissioned, okay, that API is not
Mm.
available. Whichever the API is not available, we cannot do that. Everything cannot do everything through the API. Okay, so someone has to develop this. Yes, someone has to release that API. Okay, might will get added in the different way. Might is available in different way. You need to understand that, and then you should do that. Okay, so, but all the things you think like everything you can do via API, which is not possible. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So now let's understand Terraform. So I'm switching my monitor.
Ravi, if API integration means if someone is asking API integration, means this is the one we just now discussed, right?
API integration, see, we don't have kind of API integration. Okay, means you can fetch your data with the help of API. You can ingest your data with the help of API. That
No,
is not your.
last time what happened, like a long time back. So, are you done the integration with Dynatrace with the API? They asked me.
Hmm.
So, I'm not worked on that part, I told. But is
See,
there any?
you can say that, right? API integration means you are able to ingest your data. Yeah, so a lot of the configuration, right? People used to do via APIs. Okay,
Hmm.
everyone providing admin rights is very difficult, and API, right? Once you understand that API, you can put it in the proper way, and all the features. People just you have to do the name change and just click on that. No need to go here, there, fill each column, each things. Okay, just have to do the changes and then have done. Because most of the times you'll get a repeated task, right?
Hmm.
So what people used to do, whoever is the working, they used to develop all the APIs, put it in your Bitbucket. People used to clone that and modify that, change that, submit that, request that. Okay, it will take hardly 1 minute, 2 minutes. Okay, any configuration. Okay, and you can do multiple configuration in one shot. Okay, so that Dynatrace suppose manage you have, so Dynatrace UI will not get that much slow. Because if you suppose you have Dynatrace manage and suppose just you think 10,000 user everything doing manually, UI will be very slow. So people used to go via, that is the reason via API is multiple way. Okay. But in spite of that, people used to go with the help of API, right? People used to go via the reusable Terraform. API fetching the data, one of the information, something that is good, inserting the data, because API you cannot store JSON, all those things, and because all those things, but Terraform, all those things, right? It is very good. You can integrate with your pipeline, all those things, and you can do that. Okay, I can write a Terraform
Okay.
code. I can integrate with Azure DevOps, and then based on the approval and all, it will go and it will create that. Not like blindly will go, anyone can create that. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Gajala.
Yeah, so like how we can create SLO and delete SLO dashboard directly by using the API. So
Hmm.
according to Vasu's question, other than post, get, put, and delete API, can we like integrate AWS, Azure, or any other platform integration through API? Right, also?
Huh.
Something they asked me. I am in the blank at the time.
So now suppose now you understand that whenever you do the AWS integration, okay? So tell
Hmm.
me how you have done the integration, because you did the integrations, right? So when
Yes.
any integration, okay, suppose you should understand, okay? Anyone talk about API integration, right? You need to understand that. Suppose I have a Dynatrace, okay? Okay,
Hmm.
and there is another system where you have a AWS. It's a completely different, right? Different family.
Yeah.
Now, suppose you want to send data from here to there and there to here. One system to another system to that system. Example, in the between here to there, suppose this is your Dynatrace, okay, environment. This is your AWS. Now, how you are sending the data from, fetching the data from here to here? How? You need to develop some tunnel, right? Suppose you have two rooms, right? And you want to go from this room to this room, you have to break the wall, right? And then add some gates so that you can go here to there. Am I correct? So now,
Yeah. That's
so that is called tunnel, okay? As a layman, okay? And whenever I'm doing this to here integration, this guy exposed some data, API. With the help of that API, I am consuming it so that I'm able to fetch the data. Suppose now from here to here I need to do. So this guy will expose some APIs, and then I'm consuming this APIs. You understand that? So
yes.
basically, whenever you do any integration, Dynatrace with Azure, yeah, Dynatrace with AWS, we are doing with the help of API only, but you don't see that when you do the integration. Why? Because they have proper documentation you are following. Okay, we need to use this, use to this, you need to do that. Basically, in the backend, there is a APIs.
Yes, I got your point. When we used to connect, so in the background, maybe API is working while
Correct.
integrating with AWS.
Is that clear now? Your understanding? So
Yes,
whenever you
yes.
are whenever you ask, right, whenever the any interviewer person, have you done? Yes, because so that somebody has to. Okay, so now suppose you are doing Dynatrace with the AWS integration, okay, and you are fetching the Dynatrace data, right? All those things in the AWS. How? AWS has exposed some CloudWatch API in the backend. Okay, that API, you are calling that API and with the help of ActiveGate, and then you are fetching the data and storing in your ActiveGate. Dynatrace server is not allowing to store the data completely in Dynatrace server because Dynatrace server is very crucial component, right? So I will not allow them everyone to go inside my room. So what I will do is I'll use that ActiveGate server and then use that. You remember, right? When we did that AWS integration, we did with ActiveGate and without ActiveGate, and you might have seen
Yes.
the difference. Okay,
Yeah.
so we are not allowing them. So that is the reason we have added a tunnel, and which is your ActiveGate. And ActiveGate, you are through the ActiveGate, I am consuming the data through the CloudWatch, and I am showcasing in the Dynatrace. That is your API integration only, but you don't see the API because all those things. That is the reason you might getting confused. But basically, that is your all those things integration that you are doing from Dynatrace with ServiceNow. That is also API integration. That is also they'll release some API. So they have given the ServiceNow URL. Then they have you giving the connector. They have given the identifier name. Then you're requiring username, password. They have created a service account. For what? Because in the ServiceNow store, they have developed a plugin that exposes some API backend. There will be service that require this kind of authentication. Then you are consuming it via this way. You understand that?
So if someone is asking what kind of APIs you done the integration, like we can say AWS and all
Yeah.
service.
Yeah, AWS integration, Azure integration, all those things I have done that. Kubernetes, yeah, this kind of integration I have done that.
You can say any third party also, like
Anything.
Slack. Yeah.
Slack integration, that is your API integration.
Okay.
See, where you are sending a data, that guy has to expose some API. Now suppose you are sending Dynatrace data to Slack channel. Slack channel will give you some expose of API. That is your, and that API you have to use it. Right?
Yeah.
Which is your webhook URL.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
That is your, now what is that? That is your API.
Yeah.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
Now,
Understood.
these are the basic understanding. Okay. Sometimes you don't have, sometimes here to here. I have done that. Okay. So sometimes suppose I have developed own platform. Own platform means own tools, inbuilt tools. Okay. Now I want to send the data to a service now. I have done with suppose Prometheus stack. Okay. I don't have, and I have to have own UI, everything. Okay. From Prometheus server fetching the data, putting in our own UI. Then you think like, I have to develop some collector. Collect will collect the data from Dynatrace server. So here I will deploy this because this is your server. I cannot do that. So collector will collect the data from Dynatrace server here. This guy expose some API. Okay, somehow, okay, and then this guy will consume my collector. From the collector, he will consume that. Okay, so those kind of things I have to, so how it can send the data to collector, and collector will fetch the data from here to here. All those things I have to develop some some code, all those things, and then I have to do that. Okay, this kind of things people developer used to do that. Okay, not your admin stuff. Okay, now let's understand the Terraform. So what is Terraform? Anyone has idea?
Now the problem here, DevOps technology, like methodology, agile methodology. So they're expecting everything from same person.
Yeah, so right now people
That is
are
the challenge.
now there is a three approach we have. Okay, so now earlier we have BNM, you understand? BNM model, build and maintain model,
Yeah.
build and maintain model. Okay, before that we had BNC model, build and configure. You build it, configure it, hand over to team, which is your BAU stuff. Okay, now everyone, whenever you go to agile approach, means BNM model, build and maintain model. You build it, you maintain it. Okay, so you had owners, they will give you that, and then you have to do everything end to end. Okay, that is the reason, right? You understand earlier package, whoever 5 years, 7 years ago, you see that whoever was a software engineer, yeah, who was a senior software engineer, their package. And earlier, same experience guy, their package, that guy package, you see the difference. It is a 3 times difference minimum if they have switched in proper way. Am I correct? Earlier, senior software engineer, what I have seen that, just to take 2017, 16, before COVID, SSC, senior software engineer guy, okay? Guy, their package below 10. 10 to 12 is a high, max. Am I correct? Which is a senior software engineer. And software engineer between 5 to 10. That too rare. Okay? Now you talk about
That's
software
great.
engineer. I'm asking senior software engineer 7 to 10 experience, 10 years, and software engineer 3 to 5, 3 to 6 you take, 5 to 10. Now you see 3 to 6 years experience go, they are earning between 20 plus. Okay, those are in 3 to 6 years experience. 5 years they are earning 25 lakhs. Now those are 7 to 10, they are 30 plus. Am I correct? Yes, yeah, no. Whoever is good guy.
Yes.
Okay, whoever in good market, whoever people had done the switch in the proper timing, 2 years, 3 years of interval, all those things, they have done with all those things. Package correction, they have done this and they got all the appraisal and all. They are most of them, like you talk about, most of them are 30 plus. Some of them like a company you take our TCS Infosys, they are in 25 to 30. Am I correct? Yes, yeah, no. In India, I'm talking about. Okay, US will go 100 plus. I think Sini would be knowing better than me. Okay. So now you see this. Now I will show you that there is you see this. Okay. You should understand this market also. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me.
That is the reason they are expecting like scripting is mandatory, like Terraform or Ansible or
You
Python.
see here. You see this. I think Kupang.
Also, you have to be a cloud architect nowadays.
Now you see go to
Cloud
this
knowledge.
here and search here Dynatrace. You see this US package. See a staff backend engineer observability Seattle. This is which is available in US. Okay, even Bangalore also they are hiring. Okay. Now you see this. Their package you see. You can understand that. Okay. They are giving base range is $1,59,000, which is around 1.5 CR. Base package. Okay. If you are very good, it will go up to 3,24,000. Means around 3 crores. Yearly package. So in the US, why people are willing to migrate? Nowadays, whoever is a very good, the guy who is very good in US market and very tech wars, okay, everything, they are earning, even my friends and all whoever in US, okay, they're earning 4 crores, 5 crores in yearly package. And people are also in US, they are not earning around 80 lakhs also in US. Indian currency I'm talking about. They're surviving. Okay, right now even Trump card is a little different, but people are surviving in US right now. But earlier, even nowadays also people are, those are very good. Okay, if you go to that and you see what kind of a skill set they have asked, you should be, whenever you have a 10 years of experience, you should be expert in most of the tools. Dynatrace, Datadog, Elasticsearch,
Yeah,
Neural
multiple.
Lake. Okay, you see Prometheus, Grafana, Elastic Stack, Datadog, Neural Lake. You should be understand Jagger and Jepkin. These are tools, okay, for distributed tracing. Cloud-based, AWS, Azure, anyone you can take. DevOps and SRE practice, you should be having that. Infrastructure automation as a code, which is your Terraform. You should have one proficient scripting language, Python. That's it, right? And then you have expert in Dynatrace. You see, what did they need? Anything else they need? Even you guys also can manage. And you see 6+ years of experience. That's it. See, the problem here is always why I'm suggesting you guys, okay, because you are in Right now, whatever your age you have, you are in the right age. Okay, you are having around between 5 to 10. Okay, invest at least 1 month salary in year, 1 month salary in complete year for your learning. Wherever you want to go and learn something. Okay, like at least whatever you are earning, at least 1 month salary. Either you take monthly, you want to spend, it's very difficult for everyone has their family, everything. At least 1 month salary. You take year, complete year, 1 month salary. It is my salary. I want to spend only for learning, not for others. If you do it every years, okay. Suppose you want to learn DevOps, you go to DevOps, some coaching, understand it. You learn it little bit. You learn at least you something you learn. Okay,
At least
you
to
go.
understand the pattern, how they
At least you will understand some basic idea
terminology,
or
at least
at least
terminology.
terminology, technology, and that will get more knowledge. Okay, then you have a chat GPT, you have a lot of things. Okay, and then every time you think like a company, organization will give you that opportunity. None of the organization will give you the opportunity. None of the organization, and everyone is looking for, you should be expert in all the features. Nowadays market is like that. Okay,
They're
sometimes
expecting the feature skills, and they're also paying also whatever we demanding, ready to pay it, but we should have those skills upfront.
huh,
Hmm.
they should have the skills.
Now India itself, they are paying good packages,
You can't
but
believe in
yeah.
India, people are earning 70 lakhs, 80 lakhs as a SRE engineer. You go to JP Morgan, SRE 3 engineers, their package is 60 to 80. You go to Splunk, join Splunk, go to your Cisco. You should have those skills and potential, then only and always your LinkedIn profile should vibrate. Then only they can, and always try to connect with many peoples, okay, who are in your field, architect, manager, director, all those things. Okay, and you see that your profile will grow like anything. See, one time one photo, you have a very good photo, people used to post on Instagram. Why? People will like it, observe it, right? That's the people used to do that, right? This photo is very good, let's put in the WhatsApp, all those things. Now same way, whenever your skills will get vibrated, people, where you'll go? You post on LinkedIn. You add in your profile. So if you use it LinkedIn as a proper way, you can see, you can understand the LinkedIn opportunity. You will get from many countries. I'm sitting in India, I'm getting call from US. I'm sitting in India, I'm getting call from Canada. Why? Because people are knowing me now. So that's how your LinkedIn profile should know that. Okay, those kind of a skill set in technical, you should have that. Then only you can beat the market. Otherwise, as an average, whatever you are earning, all those things you can earn, that is not a problem. But if you want to have little vibrant money, all those things, you have to go little different path, then only you can able to do that. Okay, so now let's understand. Let me share my screen. Is that clear? This is the one example I have shown you that. Okay, recently I have seen that, so in LinkedIn this post, so thought, okay, why Srini you are so silent? Can you hear me? So let's understand the Terraform. Okay, so what is Terraform? Anyone has idea? You can see my screen, right?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
So what is Terraform?
So yes,
Okay, and what is the use of this?
Mm.
We
can
use
configure anything with the code.
automation and reusability of the same configuration, we can say.
You're right. So Terraform is a infrastructure as a code. Okay, so so which you used to call IAC. And Terraform was developed in which language? Haskell language. Don't think of Haskell company, HashiCorp language. corp language. Okay. So with the help of this, okay, you can create, okay, anything. Okay. So basically, when you can use Terraform, basically, suppose AWS, Azure, you are using all the resource, right? Service you are creating with the help of Terraform. Yes, you know, right? Azure service, whatever the service you want to create, a VNet, subnet, NSG, resource group, VMs, database, Kubernetes cluster, all those things you can able to create with the help of Terraform. How? Why? How? Because they have their own providers. You understand? You know the providers. AWS has a provider for Terraforms. With the help of that only you can able to do that. Okay, if suppose you okay, so you understand, right? Infrastructure as a code, so you can is a human readable language, which is your SQL language. Okay, with the help of that you can do. This is open source. Okay, and Terraform also has an enterprise. Okay, so now if you see this, so just to type here Dynatrace Terraform. If you go to your Terraform registry, basically how you can do that, because Dynatrace has a provider. Okay, they have given a provider, they have done the integration, whatever you say, right? They have worked together and they have released a provider. You see this? With the help of this provider, okay, you can configure the service whichever that provider has their things. You see here, right? You can help of that, you can able to do that configuration in Dynatrace with the help of. So same way you have for AWS. If you go to your provider, you have a many provider. You see how you are doing that, because they have a provider for AWS. You see this? This is your provider for AWS. Okay, so this kind of basic things you need to understand, that Azure, how you are doing that, you need to understand. Basically they have their own provider. Okay, okay, so that with the help of that you can able to do that. Okay, you see published 4.39 version 1 day ago, means Friday, Thursday they have done that. Okay, they have released that. Who has done the release? Azure has done the release. Azure have sent a release to this Terraform registry. Terraform registry, they have approved it. Then it got available in your Terraform website. Okay. So basically they have done the integration model so that you are able to do that. You see everything they have done that. So you see VNet module, they have done some changes in the modules. Okay. So those kind of things, you see some things got deprecated, right? You see that, right? So they used to do that. People used to develop this whenever you open this, develop this models, right? To maintain it, a lot of things you have to manage it, your versions, all those things you have to manage. Sometimes you have a bug, then sometimes Azure has released new feature, then you need to update that Terraform providers, all those things. Okay, so always you have to use this. So Dynatrace has provided, you see here, and with the help of this provider, you can ingest your data to Dynatrace. Okay, so now you see where it went. There it went here. So now you understand the provider, everyone. Okay, so this is your module, which is called module. So this many modules you can able to configure in your Dynatrace with the help of Terraform, like tags, synthetic, session replay, SLO, service setting, service monitoring, service direction, RAM process monitoring platform, ownership, open telemetry, open pipeline, notification, all monitor entities. Okay, everything. So they have all the things they have developed. Okay, and then you have to do that. You can use this. Okay, with the help of this you can able to do this. And this is why people used to do that. Suppose now you want to configure the SLO. So what I will do is I will write that Terraform code. I will commit that. Okay, I will push to that Bitbucket wherever, And from that, I will do the Azure DevOps integration. It will go and take the Terraform code and it will deploy to Dynatrace. So in that, lot of approval is required. Okay. So to manage those kind of things, I can use Terraform. Even multiple times you have, suppose I want to configure same synthetic 10 times from only URL get change. What I will do? I will use the Terraform, right? Because 10 times manually you will use that, you will consume each like 5 minutes, 15 minutes. With the help of Terraform, I can do it in 5 minutes. So those kind of things, right? And lot of things, approvals are required then, because now again I have to validate, I have to go to Dynatrace UI, everything, and edit, modify, check that, all those things. I can validate from this here itself, Terraform code, and what location, all those things, and you can see that. Okay, so those kind of things, right, you can do with the help of Terraform. And Terraform and all, right, it is not that much difficult. Only you need to understand the concept, and then everyone across the globe, I am betting you, everyone using AI, everyone, including me, I'm talking about. Okay, everyone using AI for anything. Okay, so now nobody's writing Terraform code. Basically, basic code is available in the your website, Terraform registry website, and then they're using that and they are giving to the ChatGPT AI, and they are modifying their code and giving the code to you. Okay, just you need to understand that. Okay, I'm not asking you to understand and become expert on your HCL language. If you get expert in HCL language, right, it will take you another year. Okay, it is not like you think like a Python, you can just, you need to understand that. Okay, suppose you don't know Python, am I correct? Now you go and join Python course. You will not write code, but you will understand all the terminology. Okay, and then you go and attend the interview for Dynatrace. If may ask Python also, right? You can write some pseudocode, and you can able to answers. That's how people used to do that nowadays. Okay, and do you think so? Anyone who is developing the codes, they are right. You should have a basic understanding in such a way that you can read the code, you can understand the code, what they are trying to do that, and then you can little bit modification with the help of that knowledge. You can able to do that, and then you can push the code. That's how people used to do managing the organization across the globe. I'm talking about 10% are writing. I'm not denying that. Okay, whoever is developer, they need to write that, but most of them are there using that way only. Most of the SRE engineer I'm talking about. Okay, so now, so this is your Terraform. Okay, so first thing what you need to understand, right? First, from the CMD, Terraform should be installed in your system. So if I'll go to my CMD and just to type Terraform space version, so my Terraform is installed from anywhere. Okay, so let me go to my download. Which screen you can see?
So you said you installed the Terraform anywhere, you said, Ravi?
No. Terraform you need to install in your local system. Okay, so this is your, which screen you guys able to see?
Browser.
Chrome.
Okay.
Browser. You just
So
type it.
Terraform download. You go Terraform download. Download for based on your OS. So go to your HashiCorp website and you install it. So this is my Mac OS. So you understand, this is your Windows. So you go and download this, install it, add your environment variable, so that you know, remember, right, when you install Java, then add environment variable. So you go and add your environment variables in your system environment variables, so that you can call it from anywhere. Okay, now, so that you can call it from, so you should not have Terraform exe everywhere. Okay,
Got it.
you got it, right?
Yeah,
So
got it.
now,
Thank you.
so this is your, can you see my screen?
Yes.
So now suppose you want to create anything. Why UI looks like here? Why I'm opening in cursor. Okay, 1 second. 1 second, guys. Let me open in Visual Studio. Okay, so this is my Visual Studio. And suppose you want to create a alert profile. So in the Terraform, okay, basically you should have, okay, so how the Terraform folder structure should be, okay. So you go whiteboard. So basically your Terraform should have suppose any modules you are writing. Suppose you are writing for SLO. So SLO you have main.tf. This is your module. Okay. Then that main.tf you can have variables.tf file. Okay. Then you have sometimes output.tf file. Okay. Then this many things you have for modules. Then you have for main. For main you have main.tf, variables.tf, outputs.tf. You remember provider? You remember that provider.tf, which provider? AWS, Azure, GCP, Dynatrace, all those things. You should have that. Okay, this many things you have. Now you have multiple environment. Suppose you have multiple environment, then you should have a folder structure like environment, dev prod. Dev should have main, and then main should have terraform.tf vars. Terraform.tf vars. But in Dynatrace case, basically these things you need to understand when you are developing the code for Azure resource. Okay, why it is happening? Okay, when you are doing for Azure resource. Okay, but for Dynatrace and all, right? Basically, you can write your JSON module also. So now, if you see this Dynatrace Terraform registry, okay, basically they have given one. Suppose you want to do alerting, and you want to create an alert profile. So they have something your alert profile, and you have given everything here itself, tag and all, right? Severity level, all those things. So now no need to have a terraform.tf var because everything you have added name. Name should be available in your Terraform dev var. Here you should call variables. So those kind of things, but you can use it like this. Also JSON module. Okay, this is your JSON module. This is not a Terraform SQL language. This is your JSON language. You accept JSON also. Okay. So basically you see here, what I did is, you can delete this. This is reusable. I did for HCL. I will delete this. Okay. Terraform.tf state also you delete this. Okay, so now you see, this is your, suppose you want to create an alert profile. So this is your main.tf. Okay, which is your main.tf. Then we have a provider.tf. So in the provider.tf, suppose whenever you create this, right, you remember that what kind of access is required. You see, right? Exit setting, read and setting, write. That access API token. So you use this provider. This is your provider. Copy this and you paste it here. And then you add provider Dynatrace and you add dt.environment URL. This is my URL. This is my API token. And terraform.tf vars, I don't need it here because I have not used variables. Okay, that is the reason I have hashed it. Okay, so I have used only main.tf and provider.tf. Only two things you required. Okay, because you have added everything manually. So alert profile name I'm giving here double quote XYZ. Okay. And name I'm giving here itself XYZ. Okay. And I will save this. And management zone easy trade. So we have any management zone easy trade. Check. Okay. UI sometimes behave like anything. So I don't have any management zone. You see that, right? I don't have any management zone, right? So now, so I'll go to here. I'll remove this. I'll shift hash. I don't need any management zone. Okay. Now I want to create alert profile. So alert profile, XYZ, name is XYZ. Okay, and I can do. So what I did is just I went to this and copy this. So management zone you don't have, keep it like this. Suppose you don't have any management zone, right? Then you should keep like this. So that is your format. So what I will do is I'll remove this. Okay. And remove this. Okay. Now I will do the save. Okay. Now what I will do? CD Dynatrace alert profile. So I went to this folder. Okay. This folder. Because I was in this folder. Now what I will do is Terraform. First I need to initialize. Only 4 commands they do have. Only 4 commands. Init. So you need to initialize your provider. Means I am able to communicate. So I have initialized. Done. I have done this. Now I can do Terraform validate. Validate sometimes you do not do like configuration is valid or not. Those kind of things they used to do validate. Then you need to do Terraform plan. Validate is not compulsory. Okay. In the plan it will show if there is another error, right? Then in the plan itself it will say that. Then plan 1 to add, 0 to deploy. So you need to deploy Terraform apply. That have only 4 commands. Apply. Enter the value, yes. It will go and it will create the alert profile, which is your XYZ. Go here, go to your Dynatrace, go to your global setting. It will create your alert profile. So basically, whatever do you wanted to do that, okay. So you have to, so what kind of window you want, what kind of things you want to create, all those things, it will go and create that, right? It will not take that much time, only 4 commands, okay? And now, so now you see XYZ got created. You see this? Now, suppose I have added tags. Tags, I don't need it. The tag we have added, right? That we don't need it. So what I will do? One tag, I will comment it. Again, can I do that? Yes. So it is reusable. So now you see Terraform init. Only that file will get changed. You see that? Terraform plan. See, want to change. Terraform, apply. Yes. Fail. Because this already created. So you cannot use this. You see, fail below collection lower size limit was set to 1. So it is not accepting this. So sometimes if you do that, and again you do modification and then you wanted to do that, then sometimes you need to understand the Terraform code and then you have to do it. Okay, like not like you go and directly do that. So now tag, we don't need it. Okay, so suppose what I can do is just to go here and do ABC. Newly I'm creating. So first you have to either you can do is Terraform destroy. Terraform destroy. You can delete this. GG, want to destroy. Alert profile got destroyed. So now you'll go and refresh it. Then again you have to insert.
What if there are multiple applications and multiple management zones? Can we do it on a...
Wait. Now, so this is done. Now I'm giving alert profile name is ABC and I'm removing the tag. Okay, 1. Okay, include all severity level, availability. Availability, I don't need tag. Okay, so now again I am doing, let me save this. And you need to check whether it is accepting a tag. This is a compulsory. So those kind of things you need to understand. So Terraform init, Terraform plan from apply. Yes. Fail because it is not accepting. Why? Because tag is compulsory. It is required. Main.tf line number 1 resource alerting ABC. Why it is failing? Okay. Because 1 second. Terraform init -- reconfigure. Lie. No. It is not accepting. Without tag is not accepting. Now you see this. See, it got created. So now suppose you want to remove the tag. Now you need to understand that if I want to remove this tag, how you can do that. So you need to read this documentation. Okay, and suppose you tag you don't need, right? Then what you can do is you can add like just like how the management zone you keep it something like this. So like this you need to check one time so that you can understand that and then you can able to do that. So you need to understand. Case sensitive boolean. So you need to understand from this and then you can understand that. So tag set to a string which is entity contain any or all. Configure tag which maintain alerting profile. So you see any, yeah, all, something like that. So if you do something, you need to select add any or something like that, and then you have to apply. Something like this. You put it like something. Okay. In like this, and then you try. This is also not accepting any. You see, right? In plan itself is not accepting. So it should have a key value. So you need to add in this any. Still is not accepting. So it is accepting. Terraform. Apply. You see, got created. So it should accept like this. Now you understand that, right? What changes they are looking for. Okay, so like this you need to do. Sometimes you understand that, and then you can able to understand. Okay, so there is a mini script, okay, which is available. Okay, if someone has installed, okay, just you go and create. Suppose you want to create a management zone, so you go first here, add this. This is your management zone. Where it is? Where it is? You see this management zone somewhere? You see this? This is your management zone. So this is your management zone. JSON. Copy this. Okay, and go here and paste this. This is your management zone. Expand this. This is your main.tf file. Okay, so now this is your management zone. Now you go to your setting tab. Let me check. We have any management zone? We don't have. So now go here. Come out from here. And sometimes cd Dynatrace management zone. Okay. Now, so sometimes already you see there is a file available. Log file provider dot. So suppose is already available. Somebody already ran. Now you do the changes and you are trying to recreate again. Then you have to do Terraform init hyphen reconfigure. Means you are initializing from everything from the scratch. Configure. Okay, then you do Terraform plan, then Terraform apply. Okay, so basically you are not doing any changes. Okay, right now I'm not doing any changes. What you have to do is go to here. Suppose you want to create some SLO. Suppose you want to create okay, you take so SLO you are creating. So you are creating for platform SLO. So this is for SaaS only. So copy this. Okay. Go here. Create a new file. Not this file. Okay. Let me go here. SLO. SLO got created. In this I'll add main.tf file. I'll paste this. Only basically I need this. Name I'm giving XYZ. Okay, XYZ. I'm not modifying anything, just I'm modern saved. What are things are needed? Now I'll create one more file under this, which is your providers.tf. This is very important, okay? Because without providers, you can't do that. This is my provider.tf, which I can copy from here. For where you are ingesting, so that providers you have to use. Save all. Terraform apply. Done. Come out, cd double dot, cd slo, Terraform. So you see there is no folder. So when you do Terraform init, you see it will get created. Will lock the file, all those things. When you plan, it will get locked. So see, Terraform folder got initialized, created. Now you do Terraform plan. Then Terraform apply. Okay, the spelling is wrong. Yes. Okay. SLO main.tf file resource platform SL XYZ does not accept. It does not accept. So what could be the file name? Let's take SLO-v2. Take this. Because that has a custom CLI. ABC. ABC. No. That is also not getting created. Why? Sometimes that ABC XYZ will not get created. So now you see this. So I have created this SLO. Go to your service level objective. I have created payment service. Right? So it is very easier. Booking service, whatever things you want to create, okay? You can able to do that. So you see this. Where Dynatrace SLO. This. So just I'm doing booking.service underscore A. I have created. Now you want to create again. Okay, so we want to create again. So what I have to do? Terraform plan. No, it is not accepting. Underscore A, it is not accepting. It is not accepting. So that it should accept which service name, how it should be, all those things is not accepting. So like this, you can able to create. Okay. So now see, payment service availability got created. I am creating underscore. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. So this is the way you can able to configure with the help of Terraform. Is that clear for everyone? Yes, you know.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So this is the way you can able to configure with whenever you do with the help of Terraform. Okay. Basically all the thing configuration, right? Getting echo. Basically, whatever configuration you do, okay, 1 second. Basically, whatever the configuration you do, right, you have all the Terraform JSON file. You have to modify your according to as per your use case, and you have to use this. That's it. Is that clear for everyone?
Yes, Ravi. One question, Ravi.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So, with using the Terraform, we are only making the configurational changes, right? On top of this, how can we completely automate this? Like, if I mean, are we integrating it with some CI/CD tool? How
So,
they'll completely
so basically in the organization, what they used to do is you are not going to directly in the Dynatrace and you are adding it. Basically, okay. You are going to Bitbucket, okay? Your organization follow that way. You are going to Bitbucket. Bitbucket will have all the codes, okay, which you develop all those things. So what you need to do is, so you have to clone from the repo. Suppose you do that. Now you do some changes. So you have to clone from the Bitbucket, okay? You have to create a feature branch, okay? And whatever the code you have, you develop, you go and push your code to your feature branch, okay? Then it will get from the feature branch. You do the testing in your dev in bigger organization, okay, whoever using Terraform, all those things, bigger environment, okay. So they used to test with feature branch. You can test you with the feature branch. You can able to test your dev environment, means dev Dynatrace, okay, that you can test it. Then you can destroy it, and then you merge the code. So you create a pull request PR, and somebody will approve, so that that code will get to merge to main branch. Whenever code get merged to main branch, okay, then from that there is a pipeline, okay, CI/CD pipeline, which you can use Azure DevOps, you can use GitLab, you can use GitHub Action, okay. Many tools are available for pipeline, okay, so that they will take the code, whatever the changes you have in the main branch, okay, and which code, they will take that code and will go and hit that, okay, Dynatrace, and so that it will happen the changes, okay. That's how the organization they used to do manage your configuration in the bigger environment. Is that clear for everyone? Not like, suppose you want to create a SLO, you go to Dynatrace and manually you are creating 10 times. No, they used to clone this. So why people used to go infrastructures automation? Because all the codes will available, right? Today, you know Dynatrace end to end. So you have created a lot of dependency. Now you left Dynatrace. What will happen? All the configuration you do manually, right? None of the evidence was captured, and you are leaving the organization. Now who will take care of that? They should come some expert, then only they can take that. So anyone can do that who knows Terraform. So they can, so whatever that code you have written, take the code, use it. So that is your reusable, right? You understand that? Guys, you understand that? Suppose Vasu is Terraform. guy who wrote all the code for Dynatrace configurations, modified accordingly, put everything in the Bitbucket. Now everything code was written. Now tell me, do I need a Washu? May not. If he left the organization, anyone I can hire Terraform expert, which I can get easily, and then deploy to this environment. He can do the configuration, right? And slowly he can understand that. Dynatrace also, because the code is available. So now you are keeping your brain here, putting your brain, all the evidence, data, and you are living. So with the help of that data, people can utilize it again and again. Okay, and organizations used to go that way. Okay, so you have to create a feature branch. Okay, you know that, right? Everyone, Git. Yes, you know, Git add, Git commit, Git pull, Git clone.
Yes.
Okay, so that add commit push. Okay, you should be knowing that Git commands. Okay, basically nowadays is the agile model. So you should have a good understanding of Git. You should have a good understanding of little bit Terraform. Okay, you should have understanding of APIs. Okay, those kind of things you should have that. Then only you can go from the SRE, because they always not like you go and do the configuration in UI. You have to do via Bitbucket. So Bitbucket is a code repository. Okay, where you can push your code. There you need to create a feature branch. Okay, then you all the configuration you developed. Okay, you put it in your feature branch. Then feature branch to main branch, there will be certain approvals will go. You have to showcase, there will be a PR, pull request has to be raised once your everything is done. So they used to then they will go to not directly main, they will go to their feature branch to release branch, from release branch to main branch. How that people that it's got defined, that way you have to work with that. Okay, not like directly. Is that clear for everyone? So all the configurations you have available here. Okay. All the configurations you have available. Dashboard and all you can create, but it is not a best practice for creating a dashboard. You can see dashboard report also you can generate. Monthly and weekly that we have subscribed, right? That you can enable that and disable that. Okay, all those things. So basically, all those things, most of the things you can manage with your Dynatrace. Now, suppose one guy, two guy who wrote complete code, modified this JSON in the proper way as per the organization need. Okay. Now tell me, do I need those guys? Tell me. Now I have all the data. Anyone can handle it. Just little bit modification, right? You understand that? So that is the reason, that is your reusable. I don't need multiple resource to manage this environment. Because I have a code available, anyone can use that. And how many commands we have? Terraform init, Terraform plant, Terraform validate, Terraform apply. That's it. I have this. So I can able to configure that. Modification, little bit modification, I'll try to do that. Slowly I can understand that. So I have the data, right? Now dependency, what you have created for 2 years, now there is no dependency. That is you understand. So that is the reason earlier for one team, observability team that would require 10 members is a bigger environment, 20 members in one project. Now you see in bigger environment, 4 members, 2 members in the team, 5 members in the team. That's it. Because most of the things they used to manage with this. Now maintenance window created for this application. Now tomorrow again I need to create. Say for same application. Do I need to do? I have everything available. Just I'll clone it, use it, throw it. That's it. So that's how people are managing nowadays. Okay, is that clear for Terraform?
Ravi, can you show some cloud platform tasks? Like one option is there, cloud platform, yeah, left side. What task we can perform for cloud?
So now you have done the Kubernetes monitoring. Okay.
Hmm.
So you want to download all existing, whatever event processing, all those things you want to. So this is your cluster IV, and then you want to do that. You see this? Kubernetes monitoring. So API, this is your API environment setting, and what you are trying to do. Kubernetes monitoring resource. So with the help of this API, what you can achieve? Document export is available here. Now cloud application pipeline, it enabled event processing active. So you want to see open metrics built in. So you are creating some metric event pattern. Involved object kind is equal to node. Okay. And you are enabling some pipeline. Okay. So those open metrics for built-in enabled. False. Open metrics pipeline enabled. True. You are enabling some metrics. Okay. So those kind of things you are trying to achieve so that you can do that. Okay.
Okay. Can you click on automation? I have seen one automation tab.
So now you see there is a workflow. You want to create a workflow? There is a Dynatrace has a workflow. You want to create that? Then you want to workflow with Jira. You want to do some automation. You have done some integration and you want to do something. Then you can do that. So this kind of things, right? It is required lot of effort. This is your automation workflow, which you are trying to create a sample workflow, which is your method. Okay, now JSON, URL, Google, position. This is a basic thing they have given to it. Based on that, you have to do like what they have done. You see this. They have a run a JavaScript one. So now you have to JavaScript, you have to develop. See, this is your automation. You can able to do with the help of SRE. That day also I told you, right? In the SRE workflow, this is the automation to things. Okay, you can do automate like anything. You can go connect to your server and do anything. Whatever things you want to play, you can play with that. So just to type workflow. Now people are expecting this now. You don't know JavaScript. You don't know Azure DevOps. You don't know automation. How you can manage your workflow? Tell me. Because now something, okay, suppose something you want to connect your VM. Okay, so now suppose you want to connect one VM, you want to do something and run some script and come back. That you can do that, right? So what I can do? I can schedule and I want to event trigger at some like fixed time trigger. Okay. Yeah, you want to do cron jobs. Okay. Now you do this. Okay, click on this, add some task. What do you want to do? I want to have run JavaScript. I can run this. So now, so like this, who will develop this? So these kind of things, right? You have to understand how this workflow work. Okay. Now suppose you want to connect something. So you connect to your service now, yeah, something you wanted to do. Yeah, you connect to this, you want to connect your clusters. Okay. You connect to cluster and apply some configuration. Yeah, you want to delete some resource. You can do that. So to connect to your cluster, you have to have a JavaScript. So now what kind of connections are need? Okay. Those kind of condition you need to create options. Okay. Sample results, those kind of things. So what kind of input you need for to connect this, create a new connection to there will be connected API. You see, edge connect name, cluster ID, namespace, token. Okay, sorry. So those kind of data you need, then you can connect to your clusters, all those things, and you can able to do that. 1 second, guys. Just a minute. Power is coming, going, coming, going. Okay, so now then only you can able to do that. Okay, so those kind of things you can able to do once you understand Dynatrace admin stuff. Then you learn some Azure DevOps automation tools. Okay, like if you want to learn, if you cannot learn Azure DevOps, go and learn. Okay, there is a website. Okay, this website, I recommend everyone should have this. Anyone heard about this Code Cloud? This website, anyone heard about this?
Yeah, I heard.
This website, I became a proper SRE because of this website. Okay, I don't know now. Earlier we had a yearly subscription. Okay, so now I think it is very less price. You see, suppose you want to go pro 1,000 per month. If you want to go yearly, if you go 1,000 per month, if you go monthly, 2,200. When I took that time, it was a 500 or something. Okay, so you can go with this. Okay, and you can learn everything from this website. Whatever things you wanted to learn, you can learn, and they will give you the lab demo sample lab environment where you can do that. Okay, so you go yearly subscription, and this is for, I don't know how this will work. You can create an account and then you can understand that. You see, whatever things you want to do. CK, Kubernetes, certified Kubernetes administrator, infrastructure as a source, code, which is your Terraform, Kubernetes, okay, CKS, security, CI/CD pipeline. We have 8 cores, AWS, Azure, GCP, Docker, Kubernetes. Okay, if you click on all cores, you see this how many cores they do have. Go and at least you go and learn it from this course. Everything. See, GitOps, certified cloud native, CNPA, AI agent, understand this. Okay, and then use this. See, all the things you have this, okay, and everyone should have this. If you want to become little good in your company, organization, every area, okay, then you go and learn from this. At least this. Don't go for any course. I have not gone for any course. Okay. Just I have learned everything from this website. Now YouTube and all, it is available. Okay, ChatGPT is available. So I'm not that much. But if you are think like proper module wise training, something you are looking for, then you go with this website and you can learn this. Yeah, if you have very too much, then there is a website is called, okay, one website, I don't remember that name. It is very good website. Okay, it is available in US. Okay, so that you can learn it. So this is Code Cloud, you can utilize it. I'm not promoting this channel. Okay, whoever is, just go and do that. Okay, you understood the Terraform part? Everyone? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay, so let's wrap up today here itself. Tomorrow we'll talk about dashboard, SLO, okay, and we'll talk about Monaco. 3 parts. Okay. Any questions?